Hi, it's Glen Depke here, and I want to share something that is very true for me, and that I selfishly research brain health. Now, I say selfishly just really because of family history. That is very real for me. As example, my grandmother died with severe dementia. I remember being a young boy in my house and my grandmother kind of aimlessly wandering the hallway in the middle of the morning, not knowing who she was, where she was, or who I was. My mother was diagnosed with dementia, and she spent the last 13 months of her life basically living in a hospital bed in my parents' living room, with my father feeding her baby food and changing her diapers every day before she passed. And my older brother, he died in his younger 60s with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, another known neurodegenerative condition. And myself personally, in my late teens, I had developed a seizure disorder. I was having grand mal seizures even on anticonvulsant medications, and was diagnosed as an epileptic. Now, to make the long story short for myself is, I really focused on getting to the bottom of what caused that, and I can happily report that I don't have seizures. I don't take medications for seizures, and honestly, I'm never worried about having a seizure again the rest of my life because I took care of what caused it. But this whole accumulation of not only what's happened to me, what's happened to my grandmother, my mother, and my brother really makes me, again, selfishly research brain health. So there's a few things that I really do for myself that would likely be helpful for you as well. And I say that because when I did a survey, really recently out on social media, I was asking a question to women between the ages of 45 and 55. And my question was, what do you fear most about aging? And it was a resounding number one fear. Now, I was wondering if it was going to be things like my husband dying, not having enough money in retirement, retiring too early, retiring too late, losing connection with my family or loved ones, something like that. But none of those were even close. By far, the number one fear was developing some type of neurodegenerative disease. Now, the word used wasn't neurodegenerative disease. The concerns were dementia, Alzheimer's, and challenges like this, and that's such a huge fear. So this selfish research in brain health is not just about me. It's potentially about you too. And so I'm going to give you a regimen that I use that I've been able to recognize is very satisfying to my body. And I use a combination of really 4 different things to put myself in the best position to really enhance my brain health, to keep this happy and healthy the rest of my life. So I use something called ubiquinol. Ubiquinol is a biochemically active form of CoQ10. The ubiquinol supplies the mitochondria, which is a little engine that drives every cell in the body. And this is essential throughout the entire body, but it's especially important for the liver, the kidneys, the heart, and the brain because of the significant amount of mitochondria needed by those areas. So I take 300 milligrams of ubiquinol every morning, which is really a therapeutic level of ubiquinol. I also take something called keto krill. Keto krill is both a fat and water-soluble, absorbable form of your omega-3 fatty acids, your DHA and EPA, knowing that the DHA component of the omega-3 is like brain food. It's just feeding your brain. And the keto krill is also bound with a couple of other ingredients called phospholipids and caprylic 8 MCT oil that help drive that brain food up into the brain, which is always important, as well as some other nootropics, which are basically neurosupportive type of supplements like choline and PS. Now I take 2 of those every morning. I also take something called berberine with micro PQQ. And just to recognize what that does, while there's multiple benefits to these, these can actually help with blood sugar regulation, creating a healthy insulin sensitivity. It helps with keto, helps with burning fat for fuel. There's a lot of advantages. But the main reason why I use these is because the berberine aspect of this supplement is like the garbage truck that cleans out the mitochondria. So when you've got mitochondria that's dirty, that's old, you think about it. You want the garbage truck to take the trash away. And then the PQQ, the micronized PQQ, is kind of like taking the can of lighter fluid onto the grill, right? If you really want to have this like immediate substantial biochemical reaction or this bioactivity, you would use lighter fluid on a grill. So the PQQ is kind of like that to the mitochondria, where it just really helps that biogenesis and the production of mitochondria. And what's really cool about this, when you look at the research, the cells, after the micro PQQ has helped enhance the biogenesis of mitochondria, they actually appear to be younger cells. And how cool is that, right? The thought of having a younger cell. And the other thing that I use as part of my regimen is a fermented organic form of beets, organic fermented beets, and also along with that, it has red spinach. Now the combination of these, while they help with fitness, athletic activity, they help with blood sugar, they help with keto, there's a lot of other benefits, but the main reason why I use that supplement is it helps increase nitric oxide, which helps push more blood to the brain. So if we can get more blood to the brain, we can get more oxygen to the brain, more of the quality nutrients that I would be taking that I'm mentioning today, that you could take yourself as well, would be able to get to the brain in an easier fashion because of the increased nitric oxide, which does increase that cerebral circulation. So I wanted to really share this. Yes, it started out as selfishness, but it's selfish for all of us, right? We should all be doing everything we can to keep this happy and healthy for the rest of our lives. And with following the routine that I do, I'm confident you can enjoy the same positive benefits that I'm receiving today. Thank you for your time.